Look at all the beautiful palm trees. Between the palm trees and the ocean, I think those are my two favorite things in this world. Like, seriously. We have arrived. We've got these two arguers over here.
Yeah, I know. Walks of life, whose lives were caught up by forces beyond their control. It's the story of life and death, heroism and sacrifice. Today at the USS Arizona Memorial, you'll come face to face with the names of some of these individuals. For the men of the Arizona, the story is a tragic one, as the bomb that destroyed the Arizona ended their lives even before they knew what was happening.
It was December 7th, 1941. The day of Japan's surprise attack on the U.S. Pacific Fleet here at Pearl Harbor. The day of our entry into World War II. The memorial stands over the sunken hulk of the battleship Arizona. Many of the men who died aboard the Arizona that morning still lie below her decks. The ship on which they served is now their tomb. The memorial, a shrine to their memory. What happened here on that Sunday in December? Why was our fleet attacked? Why were so many killed? The road to war between the United States and Japan began long before Pearl Harbor.
In front of the Japanese advance, which is sweeping over great provinces of northern China.
In 1931, Japanese army extremists seized China's northern province of Manchuria. And in 1937, Japan launched a full-scale invasion of China. War began in Europe 2 years later. Japan watched as Nazi armies occupied the Netherlands and France. Soon Britain was under siege. Far away in Southeast Asia, those European powers had colonies rich in natural resources. Now their colonies were ripe for conquest by Japan, the Nazis' ally. But the United States had interests in Asia too.
American lives are endangered as the invaders are about to storm in.
We were outraged by Japan's aggression in China.
Victims of the calamity of war.
We couldn't allow Japan to dominate the Pacific.
Hey, how was that movie?
Sad though. I mean, you think how
You know?
families must feel.
Lady seats in the front.
Yeah. Christine. Yeah, that was it. You had, I guess, you had one of the pineapple drinks in here.
You want to see these? seated for the duration of the boat ride and watch your step as you embark and disembark the vessel. Standing is not permitted at any time while the vessel is underway. We ask that you silence your cell phones and refrain from texting during your time on board. Once we approach the USS Arizona Memorial, the U.S. Navy will maneuver the boat so that everyone has an opportunity to take photos. But again, notice they arrived, they saw this great warship moving out of the harbor and began to attack. She was badly damaged by Japanese dive bombers and torpedo planes, and eventually was purposely run aground on a coral ledge to avoid sinking. Almost 60 USS Nevada crew members lost their lives in this short time. Despite this great sacrifice, Nevada's attempted exit was met with cheers from other sailors and Marines witnessing the attack, and served as a morale boost for many torpedo bombers, which carried armor-piercing shells modified into 800-kilogram or 1,750-pound bombs. A Japanese bomb cut through the deck in the vicinity of gun turret number 2, which would have been about 200 feet to the left of the memorial. Seconds later, it detonated the ammunition magazines located in the forward section of the ship. The result was a massive explosion that tore the ship in half and set off a fire that burned for more than 2 days and consumed 1,177 members of Arizona's crew. Over 900 men remain entombed on the Arizona today. The loss of life on the Arizona accounts for approximately half of all the lives lost during the attack. This includes every member of the heralded USS Arizona Band, 23 sets of brothers, and even a father and his son. The mighty Arizona was just over 600 feet long in her day, about the length of 2 American football fields. In fact, the white buoy you see to the right of the memorial is tied to the stern of the ship, and the one to the left is tied to its bow. Although she would never be returned to service, 2 of Arizona's gun turrets were salvaged for later use as coastal defenses. The round rusty object you see sticking out of the water to the right of the memorial is the former platform for gun turret number 3. On December 6, 1941, just 1 day before the attack, the USS Arizona had taken on almost 1.4 million gallons of fuel oil in preparation for an upcoming trip to the mainland. Much of that oil caught fire and burned following the attack. However, the fuel that remains slowly leaks from the wreckage at a rate of about 1 to 2 gallons per day. The National Park Service and the U.S. Navy carefully monitor the site, but at this time, the oil leakage poses no environmental hazard. The Arizona Survivors Association has referred to these surfacing drops of oil as the black tears of the Arizona. Although there is no way of knowing how long the oil will seep out, many believe that the ship will continue to cry these black tears until the last survivor of the USS Arizona passes on.
So, I know my hair is crazy, I just took it out. I just don't get off anymore. But we couldn't get off and see the oil coming out because I guess somebody damaged the memorial. So they're trying to raise money so that you can do that again. Oh hey. So we can no longer get off and see the oil still coming up, even though there's like 1 to 2 gallons a day that still comes up from the ocean. I don't know where my mom and grandma are going. Somewhere. I was like falling asleep, to be honest, on that ship. I'm so tired with the heat and then not eating and just kind of like the monotone voices. It's kind of hard. But we'll go see what they're trying to get tickets to. And I think, what else do we have planned today? Why are you snooping on my boyfriend's page?
Gray hairs? Serious. Because of you.
Anyways, there's
My hair
the
dyed to your account.
waterfront. We are at restaurant 604. It's Pearl Harbor. And we're gonna eat on the waterfront. It looks like a really cool restaurant. It's right down the street from where we were for Pearl Harbor. They were like getting so grouchy behind me.
That's okay if it's
They were being so ornery. They couldn't find a place.
we have a choice.
They're being very rude. Very ornery about everything. So it was just time to leave and get everybody fed so that they were nicer to me. So
Hey, why? Let's show them your bruises from where we've hit you.
I don't have bruises. They're smarter than that now. They've learned, but we're gonna come to eat now. There's our
You don't know? Get the
right outside of where we're sitting to eat. I think I'm gonna get that. I took a bite out of the pineapple because I just couldn't resist. This is the Coco-Hito. So it's better than a mojito because it's blended. So it's especially good. Other than the other ones with just the mojito leaves. So pretty. Here's our pool and our hot tub. And all the palm trees again. And we are going swimming, aren't we, Mother?
Yes.
We're about to go swimming.
We're getting in the water. You want to call it swimming?
Alright, well, we'll see you later.